Good evening, America. There are decisions that we are asked to make in our lifetimes that are truly humbling.
Inside that building right now, the powers that be are negotiating your future.
Decisions that in previous times would have been left to the gods.
But you can't negotiate with a fire, or a flood, or a famine. We must save ourselves.
Extrapolations has sort of an interesting origin story. After I was involved in the making of An Inconvenient Truth, one of the questions that I asked myself was, as a storyteller, how do we take the science and move it into more conventional scripted storytelling?
In episode 1, we really established the chaos of the world. There's famine, there are fires. The world is a pretty unsafe place to live in.
Anytime you're looking into the future, you're asked to make some speculations. How's the world going to look? What's going to change?
It's an enormous theme played on an enormous stage with very personal, small stories, which is why I think it's so relatable.
The shows that pretend that the climate is going to be the same in 10 or 15 years, those are the science fiction shows, because the climate is changing.
The nature of the show lends itself to really not being able to know what you're gonna get. The cliffhangers aren't for the immediate moment after, it's for what's gonna happen in 5 years.
My family's never leaving, you know. We would come and hear you speak even if we had to tread water the entire time.
That's a comforting thought. It's very vivid. One of the great things about the stories in here is that it manages to shrink them down to small personal moments.
The cast is huge. The first person I spoke to was Meryl. She read the script and said, okay, when are we doing this? Sienna Miller was so excited to play Meryl Streep's daughter.
You want me to read for a while?
No. You're going to be here. I'm not.
Yara Shahidi is very powerful. Hari Nef is spectacular. Edward Norton is about as passionate and as eloquent a person as I've ever met. Gemma Chan, Tahar Rahim, Diane Lane, Tobey Maguire, Eitz Gonzalez, Forrest Whitaker, Marianne Cotillard, and Kit. Kit Harington is sort of the connective tissue in this entire series.
Good evening, everyone.
I hope people can find every emotion in it, including hope. I think the way that you find comfort is in imagining yourself in the positions that our characters are in.
We're not gods. We're just parents and children. Please come home, pal.
I hope people are entertained. I certainly am. The scripts are beautifully shot. There's jokes. Like, it's funny.
The show, ultimately, every episode is about people finding each other, people finding ways to team up, new friends, fellow citizens, and they can find a way to work together.
Human history is the story of one terrible catastrophe after another.
I, for once, would love to wake up magically in a better world.
What makes you think the world's going to get better?
Today, people get their energy from the sun. Humans have set foot on Mars. Cancer has been defeated. And yet, for every question answered, another one appears.
Here's what you need to know about global warmings. It will all go to shit at the end of the century. We'll be dead. We'll have to miss it. But we'll be smiling in gold-plated coffins. This is not the life that I envisioned it to be.
A man whose house is on fire is incredibly easy to negotiate with.
We cannot give up and go home for one simple reason. We already are home. This is our only home.
I think it helps to look at climate change like a bear. The whole planet's been wrestling with the bear for decades. So far, the bear's been kicking our ass.
What if we were able to develop technology that would allow us to survive, maybe even thrive?
You don't know what's going to happen.
It won't go the way you want. It never does. I remember being happy.
But what about now? Are you happy now?
Are we bad people? Stop being angry about the past. The future is now.
Miami is dangerous. Your mother's moving with her sister in Chicago. Thought you hated your sister.
It's too hot out to hate people these days, Marshall.